Hey, what's going on, everyone? Boilon here, and welcome to late night Boilon recording. And this is why I'm not on camera here, because it's like 2 in the morning. Although, of course, by the time you watch this, it's not 2 in the morning, but it is for me. And we're here to talk about round 2 of the Nova event and the Nova, what I call the Nova disaster. Because honestly, from start to finish, this has been an absolute crapshoot, and that's putting it mildly. So, you saw my video, I'm sure, about recently with the leaderboard and how things are, the screenshots that I provided with the 50k. The 50k people or whatever at 400,000 people, 400,000 score, sorry, and about 120,000 people at 100k, which was the other scoring, mile leaderboard. Anyways, we're here to talk about the response. We're here to talk about why this is wholly inadequate, and I kind of want to just go through a little bit of a timeline with you all and kind of just see from start to finish, all of the stuff that has mentioned the Nova event and whether or not anything that they have to say is even viable. Is Cerebro and Boundless, are they gaslighting us? Are they gaslighting the community? That's what I want to kind of get down to in this video today. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So there was this post on Reddit. It's also on the blog post, the regular blog updates as well. From what time was this? Like just before 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Pacific, I think, somewhere around then. Called Nova Trials Rank Rewards Update. The dev team has been reading feedback regarding the minimum point requirement for the Nova Trial Rank Reward. We understand there was confusion regarding the intended change. This is important. This means that this was intended. That they all along had the idea of this being moved from 100k to 400k. Now, this is really important because we, the community, and others on Twitch and stuff, were scouring for screenshots. Now, in the first iteration of the event, it did say 100,000 to rank. You know why? That's because 100,000 score was the first milestone, as far as I'm aware. Why was it 400,000? I don't know, but I'll tell you why it is in their computer systems. Because the first milestone, this one here, was 400,000 points. Milestone 1 in the second leaderboard was 400,000 points. So the way that their machines work was basically like once you clear the first milestone, this allows you to rank in the leaderboard. So 400k gets you on the leaderboard. Now, did they explain this in advance? We'll find out, right? And we obviously know there's only 2 milestones, one at 400k and one at, I'm pretty sure it was 1.1 million, which is why I went that far, and that's about as far as I went. So as this was not as clear as it could have been, we are currently reviewing the situation and discussing how to address it. So they're reviewing and discussing how to address this topic is a priority for the team, and we intend to have a consensus on how to proceed within the next couple of days. So I'm recording this like 2 in the morning, Wednesday Pacific time. That gives them essentially till Friday, because that they don't work on weekends, and basically by the time they leave, like 6 p.m. Pacific on Friday, that's about it. So they have until then to address this in full to determine what they're going to do about it. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything, which we plan to share with you. We appreciate your patience in the interim. Now, I'm not going to go through the comments because a lot of this is just, rightly so, of course, just, shit talking this whole event and everything else. Incursion event compensation. By the way, guys, I appreciate the insistency on this. That wasn't the right word. It's late at night, but I don't think this. Unfortunately, I don't think this is happening. I don't think this is coming back. As much as I think that everyone deserves the 1.8 million blue ISO file. I can't even talk because I clearly should not be recording at 2 in the morning. But yeah, I don't think it's coming to us. And this is a good one here by Raceland. Wait a minute, the 400k was intentional, so that, and there's a good reward there. So that means Scopely made a mistake in not sufficiently QAing the event before it was released, and Scopely decided to penalize players threefold for their mistake. I actually haven't read this entirely post, and oh my god, see, I can't talk at 2 in the morning. But if it doesn't cover a few things I want to talk about, then I'll bring it up. So first, players had to do 2 runs, even if they only wanted to do 1. While many players do multiple runs, that should be their choice. Secondly, players had to do their second run against content that certainly did not seem correctly tuned without the packs and scourges worked correctly. So this is a very important point, and I'm glad that it was brought up because I was about to say something about this. They took out 3 to 4 of the packs that were intended for the event so that to score properly, you were intended to use these packs to get the intended score. But by them taking those packs out entirely, remove the way that you could get additional scoring, right? You know, so like about 30 to 4, I don't know what the total points were, but 30 to 45 packed points or whatever, scourge points, you know, were removed from the entire event, making it harder for those people to even get to 400k or whatever their goal was, you know, and that's just unacceptable. Third, Scopely stole rank rewards players would have earned if the event had been properly QA'd to begin with and able to receive the original rank rewards. So we're going to go through some of the communications that they had and deduce whether or not that's accurate. The 400k was in fact accurate, or if this was just a part of their machine, the way that, like I said, by hitting that first milestone, which was 400k, that's how it ranked. But I don't believe that they made it very clear to us at all that this was to be the case. Regardless, if the rank rewards get fixed or not, that's a secondary issue. The more important issue is, why is Scopely penalizing players for Scopely's mistakes? It's bad enough that Scopely had time to do record back-to-back 6 new character patches. Yeah, we've had 2 of them now. But they couldn't find enough time to QA their newest legendary event. That was Scopely's choice, not the players. Scopely chose to spend their limited time doing other things. The worst part is Scopely made zero effort to communicate there had been a change to the ranking rewards part of the event. To say that this was not as clear as it could have been is dishonest. I think that is true. It implies there was an effort made to make it clear, which there was not. There was not even a single hint in any of the blogs or communication that the rank rewards of the minimum score would be altered in this way. I know Scopely likes to end their blogs with subject to change. Remember, where's my button? Subject to change, guys, every single effing time, right? I bring this up on the blog. But that is not a blanket to get out of jail free card or a way of having no accountability. When you make a mistake, you need to hold yourself accountable. Players shouldn't have to be able to be the ones to constantly remind you of that. In case it isn't clear, being accountable in this circumstance means when you fail to properly QA an event before it goes live, you are the ones who should pay the price. Stop penalizing players for your errors. And then, yes, the blue 5 stuff. So, this is a really good post. You know, and thanks for posting that, because that says a lot, honestly, about the state of the game, right? It's the state of the fucking game. I'm sorry, that was my first swear. This is the state of the damn game here in Marvel Strike Force, that they don't care about the player base. They gaslight us constantly. So here, you know, there was a lot of updates here, and I wanted to go through some of them that I noticed that included Nova and the Nova Trials. So this was the very first, I think, the very first instance where they kind of went into any detail on May the 12th about the Nova Trials. They did this edit, but you know, so they talked about, that they did some testing and it's more difficult. They reduced the rewards and, the thresholds for the star ranks and the milestones. And then it says the rank rewards required to unlock Nova remains unchanged at 450,000 points. So even if this had anything to do with it, that would suggest then 450k. The rank rewards required to unlock. But no, it wasn't 450k, it was 400k. So that's kind of irrelevant there. And there is the actual talk about the Nova Trials. And it talks here a little bit about that. But if you can unlock them instantly with the 600k points, which happened on the milestone. But if you fall short, you can still unlock Nova with a run score of 450k points by earning additional. So now, this is interesting, because this almost suggests that 450k is the rank threshold. Now, I'm assuming what this was meant to say is that, you know, if you scored the milestone points for 450k, those milestone shards, plus your ranked rewards, perhaps the lowest on the rank rewards, or whatever, would net you that. So, if they're trying to tell us that 400k was, in fact, the ranked reward threshold, I almost think it should have been 450, because at least that number was here listed somewhere in the blog. 400K, as far as I'm aware, was nowhere in any of these blogs. But, you know, we'll go over through a little bit more anyways. Run scores, so they don't make any mention of specific scores in here at all. You know, I'm just trying to check to see where some of these may have existed. But no, I didn't see that. So the next one is the Nova Trials issue, right? And this was all of the stuff related to the packs. There's an issue with a couple of the packs not functioning as intended, blah, 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 and that they're going to run a second version of this, which will be started with only leaderboard rewards, not milestone rewards, and then to keep you posted. And then we have this one, the Nova Trials Leaderboard Edition, where they talk about it coming back for the original ones ending on Friday, May the 26th, and then the other one is going to run, it ran over the weekend, basically. They screwed it up and they pushed it back, and so this didn't run on time. But then that they're going to remove Bio Armor, Evasive Maneuvers, and Biocharged, and fix the Snake Eyes pack. So this alone, like I said earlier on, and was mentioned in the Reddit post, you know, was a reduction of overall points by 30. I think there were 10 each, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, is still points that you would have been able to apply to your run to get score, to help you get, you know, further along in the milestone, which was intended from the outset, because this event was designed with this stuff in mind. And so you can't just fucking remove it and then keep everything else the same. It's just unacceptable. It's wholly unacceptable. Gotta say. And like, once again, there's nothing in here. It does say something about like score tiebreakers, but it doesn't say anything about 400K. There's no mention of 400K anywhere in here. So let's go on. There's like two more. Nova Trials and Overloaded lower orb update. So that they're gonna add it to this one at 1.1 mile. Oh, here we go. Hold on. I see 400K. Secondly, it was announced that the second run of the Nova Trials would have a milestone and leaderboard. There will be, in fact, milestones only for this run, including Dark Dimension 6 countdown orbs for earning 400K. Doesn't say anything about 400K being a damn rank threshold, though, to get a payout. Right? Am I missing something? Awakened abilities at 1.1 million. Nope. Don't see anything. Unless I'm skipping through, please let me know in the comments down below. I don't see anything about a rank threshold. And this is what we just read on Reddit. We understand there was confusion regarding the intended change. When was this ever communicated to us? When was this ever fucking communicated to us? Never. That's the answer. Okay? This event, from start to finish, was a goddamn gaslighting. It was awful. This whole thing is awful. The company should be ashamed of themselves. And Boundless need to get their fucking shit together. They need to get their act together. This is ridiculous. The players deserve better. And yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to tell you guys. It's a travesty. It's honestly. The game is in the shitter. And it's not getting any better, and they've proven time and time again that they don't care about the player base, and they're not even making any attempt to make things better, to, you know, not screw up as much as they do. And it's just a matter of time before this game does in fact die. We've seen the numbers in my previous video that it is going down without a doubt. You would have to put your head in the damn sand to not think that the player base is leaving. The active player base is declining. They're leaving, and they're not coming back because they're so embarrassed with the game that they're playing, and so should the people over there at Boundless. The devs should be goddamn embarrassed with themselves. That's the end of this video and this rant, obviously. But they need to get shit together. And I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.